Hi guys, Happy New Year, Happy 2025. I hope everyone's new year is off to a good start despite all the chaos since New Year's Eve. Please stay safe and stay prayed up. Please buckle up because this 2025 is going to be a very bumpy ride. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for the support. Now let's jump into this Jay-Z drama. So last week, Jay-Z's lawyer, Alex Spiro, upset a federal judge by repeatedly trying to get a lawsuit against Jay-Z dismissed. Judge Annalisa Torres criticized Alex Spiro for wasting court resources with excessive and aggressive legal filings. The judge sided with an Alabama woman, Jane Doe, who claims Jay-Z assaulted her when she was 13, adding him to a lawsuit she had already filed against Diddy. Judge Torres called Alex Spiro's filings argumentative and inappropriate, accusing him of using personal attacks against the women's lawyer, Tony Busby. Judge Torres wrote, Carter's lawyer's relentless filing of combative motions containing inflammatory language and ad hominem attacks is inappropriate, a waste of judicial resources, and a tactic unlikely to benefit his client. She continued, the court will not fast-track the judicial process merely because counsel demands it. That's right. Who do you think you are? Let them know, Judge. Who do you think you are? Because you have money? You think you're untouchable? You think you can just because you call yourself Jehovah? Please. So this Alex Spiro isn't backing down and is fighting to keep the case from going to trial. And Jay-Z is eager, you guys. Jay-Z is desperate to avoid a trial. You know why? Because once one victim comes forward, the floodgates, oh my goodness. And Jay-Z's hands are not clean. And he's not a good person. So, on Monday, Alex Spiro filed a new motion arguing the case should be dismissed because the deadlines have passed. He also accused the victim's lawyer, Tony Busby, of ignoring important details that could make the case invalid. Alex Spiro told Judge Torres he intends to file yet another motion to dismiss, citing the expired statute of limitations. Alex Spiro claims the legal statute the woman is suing under was not in effect until 3 months after she was allegedly awarded in 2000. In legal documents, Alex Spiro said the statute can't be applied against the rapper retroactively. Again, Alex Spiro argued that the mansion described in the women's lawsuit, located about 20 minutes away from Radio City Music Hall, does not exist. He says Jane Doe claimed in her complaint she was driven from Radio City Music Hall to a large white residence with a gated U-shaped driveway about 20 minutes away. But Alex Spiro says any residence with that description, if it existed at the time, would be outside the territorial boundaries of NYC. He added that the lawsuit was filed outside the statute of limitations, which expired in August 2021. Alex Spiro indicated that he will not stop pushing until Judge Torres dropped the lawsuit against Jay-Z, who has a lot to lose if the case goes to trial. Tony Busby said in a statement on Monday, these are technical arguments being made and the law is clearly on our side and the side of alleged victims. The law is well settled that we are correct. Okay, so now a federal judge has granted Jay-Z's attorney Alex Spiro's request to file a motion to dismiss an amended lawsuit. The ruling is good news and bad news for Jay-Z. The good news is Judge Annalisa Torres has agreed to delay the trial until she rules on the motion to dismiss. Now, the bad news is Jay-Z will have to wait until at least mid-March to find out if she will dismiss the case. His chances don't look good. Jay-Z has until February 6 to file the motion. The plaintiff, Jane Doe, has until February 28 to file her opposing documents. Then Jay-Z has until March 14 to file his reply, if any. Okay, so that is all the Jay-Z latest updates and drama. And Diddy's trial is May 5th, so time is ticking. Oh my goodness. And I feel like Jay-Z will have more victims come forward. Yeah, I really believe that because we know Jay-Z has done his dirt. Jay-Z hands are not clean. And the fact that Jay-Z is trying to distance himself from Diddy, saying that they were never friends, they were only associates, business associates, is crazy. So will the judge dismiss this lawsuit against Jay-Z? I don't know. I feel like she allowed Jay-Z's request to file a motion to dismiss the lawsuit so Jay-Z and his lawyer would stop all the filings. And I think because now the judge is saying, yeah, go ahead and file a motion to dismiss the lawsuit. Yeah, go ahead. I feel like the judge is only doing that, right? She's going to think about it, she claims, right? So then that will give more victims more time to come out by, before February 6th when the judge make her decision to dismiss or not to dismiss the lawsuit against Jay-Z. And like I said, we in January. So, yeah, February 6th, yeah, that's a whole month. So, yeah, hopefully real victims, come out by then. And then comes February 6th, the judge will be like, nope, I thought about it, but nope, we're not going to dismiss the lawsuit. Let's go to trial. And Jay-Z don't want a trial because that would open the door to all of his skeletons. Okay? So that's why he wants to nip it in the bud right now. And they want to throw, the mansion that the victim describe is not at that address, it's not there. If it is, it's outside of NYC. Okay, well, the victim, she had a head injury. Okay, she was abused later in life. She was R-worded. Okay, later in life, and she had a car accident, so she suffered a lot, and she's autistic, so she probably got a lot of things mixed up. It doesn't mean that she's lying. Okay, it doesn't mean she's lying. Maybe the ride felt like 20 minutes, but it was longer. Okay, so it happens. People forget things. Okay, she suffered from a head injury. She suffered from other sexual abuse later in life. Things happen. She been through a lot. So maybe she got some things mixed up. It happens. Some people are forgetful. Me, I'm not forgetful. I remember everything. The only thing I have a hard time with is timing. Like, for an example, I can tell you something happened to me and it feels like 6 months ago. And I'll be like, oh yeah, 6 months ago. And then when I really, really, really get the date, it'd be like a year. It'd be like over a year ago. So unless I know the exact date, the exact year, I won't be able, if I have to go by years or by months, I would be like, a few years ago, and they'd be like 8 years ago. Unless I know the exact date, I will say the exact date every time. But if I don't know the exact date, I'll be like, oh, 5 years ago, and then find out it's been 7 or 8 years ago. So yeah, so in that sense, I'm bad with timing. But other than that, I have a great memory. My memory is so great, let me tell you. My best friend was all with it when we were like 14. We were 14 years old. She was all worded, and I was, when you're a teenager, you have like a little boyfriend, but you're not really doing anything, besides making out, right? So this guy, I think at the time we were not together anymore. And yeah, so we had stopped by his house, right? Because we were always like, anyway. So we stopped by his house, and I was talking to my ex, and my best friend was just hanging out, while I was talking to my ex. And this older guy who lived like 3 houses down from my ex house, right? So this guy who lived a few houses down is family membered with some of the guys that my ex is friends with. So that's why the guy was able to come by the house. And the guy came, he saw my best friend, and she's beautiful. So, of course, he wanted to talk to her, And since she was just hanging out waiting for me, I guess they were just talking. And the guy said, he lived a few houses down. He had people over, if she wanted to go over there and, talk and things like that. And she said, okay. So she told me she'll be right back. She'll be, next door. I said, okay. Because my best friend, we trust each other, and she's very smart. So she went. So I'm there with my ex at his house, and my best friend went next door to the guy's house. She said that they had people there. They were listening to music or whatever. So 15 minutes later, my friend came running. And then she was like scared and running and crying. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never seen my best friend cry. So I'm like, right there, I already knew something was wrong. So I'm chasing her. I'm chasing behind her because I told my ex, okay, goodbye, we out, because I don't know what happened yet, but I just know something happened. So and we finally, it was late. It was late. We were 14. It was late. It was like 11 p.m. So that's when I found out the guy awarded her. And my world was, oh man, it was the saddest day of my life, right? It was the saddest day of my life. Long story short, we went to trial. Oh, before we went to trial, the day before or 2 days before, the loser, the R-worder, his cousin came knocking up my door. My older sister, my second older sister, opened the door, and they had a word. They had, they talked. I guess he came to see, what was I going to do, since I'm a witness. Yeah, so you see, they do that. They really do that. They really have people come to your house to see, are you going to go through with whatever. Okay, but I wasn't scared. That's my best friend. That's my best friend. Are you crazy? I would. So yeah. So now, first day in court, I said what I said. I got on the stand, and I remember, I forgot how. See, I'm bad with timing, so I don't know how long after the first day we went back to court. I can't even tell. It felt like it was like a month, but who knows? It probably was 2 weeks later. I don't know. See, I'm bad with timing in that sense. So anyway, we went back to court. Second time, the lawyer, our lawyer, her lawyer, our lawyer, gave me this like bunch of, it's like a booklet. It's like, I guess the transcript. And she was like, oh yeah, just refresh your memory. And I promise you, I looked at her and I handed her back to her, and I said, I don't need to refresh my memory. I know exactly what happened. And she was so shocked. I guess people need to remember what they say. That's why they have these transcripts. And she was so shocked. I guess she's never met anyone who turned down the transcript or needed to refresh their memories, because I looked at her and I gave her back the transcript and I said, oh no, I won't need this. I remember like it was yesterday. And she was like, wow, okay. And then I got on stand again. And let me tell you, I made the whole courtroom was laughing. The judge laughed because when it came down to the cross examination, I'm young, so I remember they were trying to confuse me, right? And I said, you're trying to confuse me. And the whole courtroom laughed. The judge laughed because I was so innocent, And I was like, you trying to confuse me? Like, they asked me the same question, but different, like the same question, but in different ways. And I remember everything, so it didn't mess me up, but I noticed it. I noticed they were trying to. That's the whole point of cross examination. But I'm young, so I'm like, hey, you trying to confuse me? And everybody laughed in the courtroom. So but yeah. So long story short, the guy did time. He probably did, I think, 5 years. The loser did 5 years. Okay. So I say all this to say, like, I didn't need a transcript. I turned it down. I said, nope, I don't need to refresh my memory from what I said. I know exactly what happened. So, yeah, so that was new to them. They were like, whoa, So I say all this to say, I don't forget anything. I know exactly. I can tell you exactly what happened till this day, of what happened to my best friend, to my every details, like where I was, everything that was said. I could tell you everything. It's just, I don't forget anything. Like when I used to be a party girl, I used to drink. I could tell you the next day everything that was said, what I said. It's crazy. My memory is like ridiculous. Like, it's excellent. It's just crazy. Like, there's no way. Like, I have this excellent memory. It's just crazy. But yeah, so I say all this to say, some people don't forget and some people are forgetful. It doesn't mean that they are lying. Okay, you guys, that's all I have. What are your thoughts? Leave it in the comments. Thank you for the support. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.